Hi, I'm Teresa Tapp, and today, this sequence I want to teach you, I call it the Supreme sequence. Now, you probably already know the CRT Body Basic sequence. They used to just call it the CRT Skin Tightening System. But that one just mainly worked with the lymph system and a little bit of skin exercising. But as I have gotten older, I tend to exercise my skin even more. And I take a little bit longer. So when you do have time, I thought, let me share it with you so you can too. Still start with the palm of your hand. And notice I keep the wrist higher than the elbow. Then I work the back of the hand. Notice I'm going from fingernail to knuckle to the wrist. Once you do that anywhere from 6 to 8 strokes, I really work a little extra from the pointer to the thumb. Then I go from elbow and wrist. So wrist to elbow, top, inside, and back. Now everybody always asks, how hard, how soft. You'll notice I'm going at a pretty good brisk, but I'm not really brushing super hard. But because my skin is pale, you'll notice it'll start to get pink, even red a bit, because the circulation is coming to the surface of the skin. Now, I always do a little extra focus right here because, you know, I tend to carry grocery bags here, handbag here. And as you age, you'll notice you start to get lines and wrinkles. Well, with a little extra brushing, a little extra moisturizing, you can keep those at bay, greatly improve them, or better yet, prevent them. Then it's those elbows. Notice how I'm lifting up as I brush, working the lymph towards that armpit. And even though I'm standing and working on my arms, my knees at the bottom are pushing out to my little toe. Happen to be that I have my weight in my right leg, and I'm pushing that knee out so that I'm activating my groin, so the lymph is also going down the leg. So I really focus around. Notice I rotated the arm inward, and I'm going all the way around because, let's face it, those elbows show your age, necks and knees. From here, I start working. See how I'm starting to turn a little pink? Elbow to the shoulder, underneath, through the middle. Now, I'm higher so that I'm working the lymph. I go top of the shoulder, rotate the shoulder in. Now, use my hand on the elbow to press to get it back. Now, a lot of times people say, why don't you have a stick so that you can just do your back? This motion of pushing your elbow and brushing is working the muscles and working the lymph on the opposite side as well. So I'm pushing to go to the middle, from shoulder to the spine. Then I go up and over. By now, my right arm is tired from brushing. It's exercising those muscles as well. Then through the armpit, down the armpit, through the armpit, really working that lymph. And also, skin tends to get saggy-baggy with age in this area of folds. So I put a little extra focus from that armpit to the center of my chest, right across. Now, if I'm here, see how I'm kind of pink? I start thinking about that neck. Now, notice on my neck, I'm doing slight little strokes. I'm right underneath that jawline. I'm working the lymph. Now, I don't have any oil on my skin or makeup so that I can do the skin brushing. You're going to want clean skin. I tend to like to take the shower first and then brush. But it's okay if you use it brushing and then showering. You need to clean your brush, and I like to use either Bulgarian lavender. I'll put a few drops so that it disinfects the brush. But I have clean skin. I'm working the lymph all along the jawline. I'm stretching the neck tall. Little strokes going down, then bigger strokes going down, and then a few strokes going up. I tend to use my same body brush on my face here, like I'm using a blush. Okay, but I have a separate sequence for face brushing, but when I body brush, I always do the neck, always do the neck. Back to that armpit to the center, down the side, because it's already starting to drain. I'm working the lymph and the skin. Then I do a big circle underneath, across my belly here, up a little bit. Whew, this arm is tired, so I switch my weight, bottom knee out, tailbone slightly tucked under, just think belly button, spine, and then I work the other side. Palm. So it doesn't take that long. I call it my skin exercise each morning. Sometimes I don't have time to do T-tap. I might just do primary back stretch, but I always do skin brushing. It stimulates your metabolism first thing in the morning. You're getting blood flow to the surface of your skin, and blood flow is what brings the nutrients to the skin. The pattern is not just exfoliating the skin, it's exercising the skin. Notice I'm rotating in, and I do a little extra effort on that elbow, and a little extra effort where those wrinkles come from carrying things. And then I start working elbow to the armpit, elbow to the shoulder. Make sure that you get all of the skin equally. And that way, as you age, your skin, or as you lose several clothing sizes, people always wonder, how is it that people who do Tapp lose 4 or 5 clothing sizes, but then they don't have loose skin? It's Skin Brushing Supreme. Extra focus, and then add a little nutrients for your skin, like alfalfa. Premium blended alfalfa feeds the skin. Now remember, I'm going to push across and brush the back. So from bringing that across here, you want to go back to the center, and then up and over, going up. Get those triceps. Okay, then same thing. Across and down. Across, working all the way down that torso, all the way back up to the center. Those clavicles right along through here, you can test if your lymph is clogged by pressing. And if it's tender, then you know that your lymph is clogged. Then do extra brushing on the clavicle. Above the chest, half circles underneath the chest. Cross that belly, little up the belly. I shift my weight, I push the other side, and now from here I have my hands on the ribcage to help me keep it up, belly button spine, shifting back as I do my chest, going up to the center, up to the center. Shift, knees out, stretch tall. To the center, shift up to the center. So I'm working my skin everywhere, back to the torso. See how much redder I'm here? More red here means I've got more blood flow on there. I didn't brush as long on the right side, so let me brush a little bit more. Now, you don't have to brush as hard as I am. My skin is more used to it. I've been doing it for a while. But I do have what they call wimpy white girl skin. Now, some of you have listened to my personal profile seminar, where I talk about all of the key factors that aid in aging well. Genetics. So for instance, when I say wimpy white girl skin, it's because I'm English and Irish, a little bit of Cherokee. We all tend to have a multi-heritage. And the English and the Irish tend to have thinner skin that freckles, see all my freckles, but that thinner skin doesn't age well. It tends to get loose and crepey. So for being the age that I am, my skin is pretty decent, but it's because I brush it and I hydrate. Okay, so now that I've gotten my torso, don't forget those backs, each side, and I work into the back, one hand, working those muscles. See, as I'm brushing, I'm working the muscles as I go up. Got my little mic there, so I can't do it as much, but I will make sure that I'm covering every bit. Then I start with the lower body. Now, in the first DVD, I held it with balance. That's kind of hard to do. Use a stool, use the side of your bathtub, or use the side of your toilet. Or when you do have a bit of balance, I like to use the countertop because my leg is up higher to work the lymph. Now, if you don't have the ability to come up to the countertop, that's okay. Just sit on the side of your tub and put your foot up on the shower. Okay, the shower tiles, that'll help you have it elevated so that you work more lymph and going towards the ground. Now hear me breathe. All of that, it's aerobic. I can't explain it enough how much exercise it is brushing your body because I'm in body alignment while I brush. Okay, so turning out the knee, activates at the groin, start with the top of the foot. Top of the foot is the most lymphatic. Now remember, when you're working the leg or extremity, opposite knee is pushed out. So as I'm leaning forward, my opposite knee is pushing out so that I'm activating the other side of the groin at the same time. I hold my knee to help pull my body forward. That's going to stretch the other back. Pulling it forward, top of the foot. Inside of the foot, work that arch all the way around the ankle, top of the foot, back of the foot. Don't forget the underside. Lean forward, opposite knee is out. Brush the bottom of the foot. Back through that. Now, this is another thing. As skin ages, people tend to get all kinds of broken blood capillary veins, discoloration through here. They'll see a lot of wrinkles coming from the sun exposure. I use a product called In the Skin to help with sunscreen, but you can do a lot just by skin brushing. So be sure to brush all along. And notice how I'm doing that. I'm lifting my toes, jazz the toes. Lift the toes, pressing the ball joint down, lifting them, and spreading them. That jazz toe helps you work the lymph and activate the muscles underneath the skin while you're exercising the skin. And this, by doing the jazz toes, will help you get rid of fluid retention. A lot of times as the body ages, you tend to get puffy ankles from fluid retention. Not if you skin brush and activate the muscles at the same time underneath. So all the way around. Then you start working from knee and ankle. So ankle up to the knee. I usually say 4 to 6, 8 strokes, whatever your time has. Top of the leg, then outside of the leg. I still have that bottom knee out. And then back of the leg up through the back of the knee. Then I start focusing on the knee. Notice I still have those jazz toes. Knee, all the way around the knee. Another area that tends to show age. Remember, elbows, necks, and knees. Knees start to get baggy, saggy. When you're working with Tapp method of muscle activation, it really helps prevent that, but you have to skin brush. Brush those knees, especially the inside. Remember, if you got extra fat pudge here, more knee to little toe, that helps you activate, and it also helps to strengthen your knees. But brushing that area, see how pink? Because I really want to get the blood flow there so that I don't get all of these like crepiness. That's one thing with my type of skin. This area gets very crepey. So I mist it and then I hydrate it, but without the brushing, won't happen. You can't just put a cream on to make crepiness go away. You have to bring the blood flow to the surface of the skin so that you are exercising the skin and bringing nutrients out. The pattern is also helping your body get the trash out because your lymph system is what takes the trash out from this. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and lower it down so that I can, knee is out, curl and lift that hip, start working the back. So now I'm going from knee to hip, back of the butt cheek, all the way top, and then inside. Opening here. On the inside, let me lean back, is I lean my upper body back so that I go through the groin here. You really want to work. That's your major lymph zone. We've been moving all of the trash to that area. We want to really work it out. And along your thigh through here, as you're losing inches or as you're gaining years, you can tend to get loose, crepey skin hanging at the top of the thigh. Not if you skin brush. So brush extra at the top of the thigh and right at the base of the butt cheek. Now, whenever you're thinking to work at the base of the butt cheek, you want to tighten the muscles, bottom knee out, tighten the glutes, so that while you're brushing your skin, you should have your muscles and your fascia activated underneath the skin. Then I do little circles. You want to come up and over a few times, and you can do that quicker. I've got my mic there so that I'm coming up and over. Then you're working the lymph channels. So when you're brushing, make sure you do a full butt cheek up and over the outside. Circle, circle, end with strokes. And then I do extra circle because that's my target area, and with strokes. Then that leg's done. We repeat with the other side. Bring it on up. By holding that leg, bring it up. Then remember, knee out a bit, opposite knee out, curl just enough belly button to the tail, top of the foot. Top of the foot. Then you go to the inside, remember, around the arch, through that ankle, top again, turn it in. My other knee is still pushing out, outside. Work the lymph, exercise the skin. Turn it all the way because you have to do the bottom of the foot. Grab your leg, keep the other knee out, pull it forward so you have some balance. Don't want you to fall. Remember, though, you can be sitting on the side of your tub with your leg up on the side of the shower. Then you know you're elevated. So back to the front. Top of the foot again, knee, ankle. So ankle to the knee, inside. Then I switch hands. Don't always just, if you're right-handed, don't always just use your right. Switch your hands occasionally so that you're not always just using one side of your body. You don't want to be dominant. Of course, if you've been T-tapping, everything's about left brain, right brain, and you already know that. If not, just make sure you switch and not always use the same hand. Outside of the leg, don't forget the back of the knee. Back of the knee tends to be forgotten. And then people worry about veins popping there. Not if you exercise the skin. Exercising your skin helps it stay like a sphinx, like a sheet, to hold in the blood vessels. And from here, then we start thinking about inside of the knee, top of the knee, outside of the knee, back of the knee. Now from here, all the way, I'll hop back, bottom knee out, tailbone tucked a bit, Lean back as I brush inside, top, outside. Activate those glutes. As you're doing the top, back up. And from here, I lower so that I have it. So lift up the hip, activate the glutes, circle, and back. So I'm coming all the way up, working that limb up and over, up and over. Let's pull that up so it's cutting in, up and over, up and over. Top of the thigh, remember, lean back, opposite knee out. Top of the thigh, groin. Top of the thigh, back. Now really work that groin. Inside of the leg, up, inside and up. Really work the groin. I know it takes a little bit of time. I usually say, for me, when I really work it at home, and I go back, I might go elbows a little bit more, elbows a little bit more, neck a little bit more. Because what? Necks, knees, and makes a big difference. Necks, knees, and elbows. Those are my last ones. And because I'm always worried about breast health and the fact that I have sluggish lymph, remember in some of my videos, I had a couple of glasses of wine yesterday just so I know it would pop. See that? Now that's even after brushing, but watch it. As you do a few down, few in, watch it start to melt. I'm emptying out. I'm helping my body help itself. And I always want to work my armpit and that area to help promote healthy breast tissue. Whew, my heart rate's up. My skin's all pink in tone. Work the belly, work whatever area you want, and with strokes. It's just better basic for a better body by Tapp. I call it CRT Skin Tightening Supreme. Remember, you can too. Have a great day.